is USA News Today. Breaking news is.
Good morning from Westminster on a day of history, a Labour landslide after 14 years in opposition, a spectacular turnaround in fortunes. Yes, good morning. It's a day of huge change, it's a day of transition, and there could well be more surprises to come in the hours ahead, and we're going to be here all day with you, right in the heart of the action, the very wet action this morning, as the new Labour government is formed and as S. Starmer heads to the palace to become the new Prime Minister with a forecast majority now of 176. Well, we are here right by the Houses of Parliament, and this morning we're going to be talking to politicians, old and new, experts and advisors who will be looking back at an extraordinary night and looking forward to what happens next. Overnight, some of the most familiar faces in British politics have lost their seats. The former Prime Minister Liz Truss, Jacob Rees-Mogg, Grant Shapps, Penny Morant, all gone. There are so many stories to unpack for you this morning. We have a team of BBC presenters in all the right places. They are at Downing Street, at Buckingham Palace, they're in Glasgow, Belfast, Cardiff, and we're going to hear from voters right across the UK. Wherever you live, however you voted, whatever you think of these results that we're showing you this morning, we will guide you through everything as it all unfolds. We certainly will now, as we now know Labour has won the general election by a landslide, with Keir Starmer set to become the next Prime Minister. The party has gained its biggest majority since Saturn Blair's victory back in 1997 at the expense of huge losses for the Conservatives. Before we go forward, let's bring you all up to date and explain what has happened overnight, 500 a.m., and enter the winner. A new Prime Minister-elect. In just 4 years, he's taken Labour from historic low to landslide. Now we can look forward again. Walk into the morning, the sunlight of hope, pale at first but getting stronger through the day, shining once again on a country with the opportunity after 14 years to get its future back. Earlier re-elected, but knowing he led his party to its worst ever election result, conceded party has won this general election, and I have called Keir Starmer to congratulate him on his victory today. Power will change hands in a peaceful and orderly manner with good will on all sides. Part's reputation, but far from sober. This was humiliating to him. They slow hand clapping apparently there in Kingsland. If we can bring it up, there we go, and that must be for the candidate who is not on the stage, and that would be a slow hand clap from those is waiting for Rishi Sunak's predecessor as Prime Minister, Liz Truss. On the right of the screen, she sidled in to hear that she'd been voted out, losing to Labour. The issue we faced as Conservatives is we haven't delivered sufficiently on the policies people want, and that means keeping taxes low, but also particularly on reducing immigration. Elected the first senior Tory to go was just after midnight. Swindon South, a Labour gain. Robert Buckland, former Justice Secretary, a lonely walk to end a 14-year career as an MP. Angry, he blamed infighting and incompetence for leaving his party so diminished. I'm fed up of personal agendas and jockeying for position. You know the truth is now with the Conservatives facing this electoral Armageddon. It's going to be like a group of bald men arguing over a combi. The Liberal Democrats then said the current Justice Secretary Alex Chalk and the Education Secretary Gillian Keegan. Labour defeated Penny Morant, one of the favourites to be a future Tory leader, and another one to the Defence Secretary Grant Shapps. We've tried the patience of traditional Conservative voters with a propensity to create an endless political soap opera out of internal rivales and divisions which have become increasingly indulgent and entrenched. Jacob Rees-Mogg lost his seat to Labour. All the while, the Tory party chairman Richard Henn looked nervous by Just 20 votes he scraped through, doing the damage to the Conservatives in seat after seat was Reform Lee Anderson won. In Ashfield, 21, 23 and Nigel Farage finally, after so many failed attempts, elected MP for Clapton. Believe me folks, this is just the first step of something that is going to stun.
Above is today's latest weather information for the local area and surrounding area. Thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next installment.